I appreciate the work of auditors. In fact, it was they who inspired me to write the two Oathbreakers books. As a retired officer, I continue to look for ways to make the work of auditors more effective and more efficient, to help them control the narrative and lessen the chance of being falsely arrested. And I'm going to show you how to do it using just 2 words. What's the ultimate goal of conducting an audit? Well, we know it's not confrontation, no. That can be a consequence of conducting an audit. But the ultimate goal, the outcome, is education. I think we can all agree on that. Well, that's my goal with this video. From Jeff, the North Carolina tyrant hunter. I really like Jeff. He does great work, and he's been around for a while. He's fearless. He's a bulldog, isn't he? He's got a really good sense of humor. Police are not going to reform themselves. So the one thing that we can control is knowledge. And I'm not saying that like violence. I'm talking about being able to fight back during an interaction or later on in court. Not every auditor knows everything to say during every audit, no matter what. And that's where I come in to fill in the gaps, and I can back it up. I think you're going to find all this interesting, and the reason I think you're going to find all this interesting is because I'm interesting. But then again, you already knew that because I'm smart and clever and bright, brilliant, and humble. Thank you. So this isn't going to be beating up on Jeff, by the way. No, this is only about missed opportunities. To give Jeff and other auditors an idea of the things that they can say that they may not have already thought of. I'm not going to show the entire video, although I'll have it linked down in the description. I'm going to show snippets, and wherever you see a snippet, that's where I'm going to go ahead and interject my ideas. And again, this is building upon each other's work. Education. It's an educational enterprise. Just like I wrote 2 books on police reform. You know, the books that nobody buys, but were inspired by the work of First Amendment auditors. So thank you for that. Thank you, Jeff. And thank you to all the other First Amendment auditors. But I'm going to add a caveat. The ones who do it right. The ones who aren't intentionally confrontational or aren't intentionally trying to be antagonistic. That becomes self-defeating. I mean, it turns people off who, let's face it, might have become allies of the movement and friendly toward the auditors who are now probably lost forever. Alrighty then, let's go ahead and watch the snippets and see if I have any good ideas. Oh, wait a minute, that statement was rhetorical, guys.
It was on the Fort Bragg Air Force Base. We'll see if they have a problem with us out here in public filming the gate.
Okay, 2 things right out of the gate. The first is if they're going to get all bent out of shape about filming the gate, which we know they do, then maybe somebody ought to remind them of this. Pictures of several entry gates leading into Fort Bragg that took me a couple minutes to pull off the internet. And you just know it's only going to get better. How about this one I pulled off the internet? Well, there you go. How about an aerial view of the base? You know, that shows the major roads, ingress, egress, and all the other things that someone with nefarious motives might find useful. Auditors, make sure that you have these kind of pictures with you, regardless where you're going to audit. Make sure you have them printed in pretty colors and carry them with you. This is about education. And if things really start to heat up, you're going to need to whip it out. Don't be afraid to whip it out, okay? You need to shut this down. You don't want to get arrested, but you want to make your point. Oh, but DB, you said there was a second thing you wanted to bring up during this snippet. What about the second thing? Well, let me tell you something, guys. You wonder why I don't have 100 million gazillion subscribers? Because I'll guarantee you nobody has ever brought this up. And it has to do with definitions. Oh, I know. Oh, that's boring. No, it's not. What you're going to hear here, even in the snippets, but countless times in the original video, are the base security personnel using the term federal installation. What is the definition of a federal installation? This is why I showcase North Carolina Tyrant Hunter. Because his work, listen guys, his work exposes this. And it gives people like me an opportunity to say, hey, you know what? I can make this situation better. Now, how am I going to do that? The definition of federal installation. Anytime you hear anyone, it doesn't have to be off a military base, it could be any kind of federal building or federal property, right? When you hear them say you can't film a federal installation or federal property, you can throw this in their face. Federal installation means any property or facility subject to the jurisdiction of any department, agency, or instrumentality of the executive, legislative, and judicial branches of the federal government. Any property or facility subject to the jurisdiction of the federal government. Like Albert Einstein liked to say, bam, who's your daddy? This is something auditors should be able to throw in people's faces when they hear that you can't film federal buildings or federal property or installations. So by the federal government's own definition of federal installation, when you have like 10 security personnel from Fort Bragg come out and say you can't film a federal installation, or you hear it in any time, you know what that applies to? Oh, yeah, Fort Bragg military installation, Mount Rushmore, pretty much everything that you see in this picture of Washington, D.C., those are all federal installations. What I'm saying is that if you're going to go audit a federal installation, know the definition of what a federal installation is. This is how they keep control of the narrative, or if they've lost it, they take back control of the narrative from the cops. And this is the kind of stuff that could and probably would prevent an unlawful or false arrest.
Military police. Oh shit, I'm zoomed out too far.
It's got a female?
I don't know.
Oh shit.
I don't know.
Damn.
They can eat it though. I don't care. I don't care what they are. Got the military police out here, guys. We own Fort Bragg, or close to Fort Bragg. We're not even on Fort Bragg. We just close.
How's it going, y'all? So what are y'all doing?
What does it look like we doing?
Filming.
There you
I
go.
just wanted to,
There you
like,
go. You got it.
I just want to know, like, why? Just because there's just, like, y'all can do whatever you want to do, but on Fort Bragg, since the government is...
We're not on Fort Bragg.
No, but y'all are pointing the cameras.
Absolutely. We absolutely filming that gate.
For
Yes.
sure, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
And we're going to be filming it for a while.
But that's not allowed.
It's not allowed. Tell me the statute.
My boss is out here right now. I don't know what I'm talking
Okay,
about.
well, I'd suggest you get him because you don't know what you're talking about.
He's coming, but
Okay.
on a federal installation, you are
Federal
not.
installation. We're not on federal installation.
But you're pointing towards it.
Absolutely, I'm pointing my camera towards it.
Yes, sir.
Yep. You tell me why I can't point it over there.
Because it's a federal installation. That's
So you can't film no federal installations.
Right.
You need to brush up on that because you're absolutely wrong.
Hey, how you doing, brother?
Yeah, man. What's up?
Good, yourself?
Well, is this all just really necessary?
Yeah, you're not allowed to record a federal
How
installation.
you figure that? Show me where it says that. Yes.
That's a federal installation.
I know.
I'll have the watch commander come out here in a second.
Yeah, he needs to because this guy right here is fixing to do something very stupid. Right, exactly. You need to school him, and we can absolutely film that gate from where we at on public property.
I don't know about that, but
I do.
federal installation, you're not allowed to film it.
I know. We go around.
You're not allowed to film access control points.
Yes, we can.
For federal installations.
We can. And listen, guys, we can't even see what's going on over there. Do you see how far we are?
Why do you want to record it?
Because we can.
But what's the
But what's
purpose?
the-
To make y'all aware that we can do this.
Education. First Amendment education.
Exactly.
First Amendment education, did you hear it? Jeff's friend off a camera view there to the left. This is First Amendment education, but the key word is education. Another reason why I want to showcase this video by NC Tyrant Hunter. Good job.
Give an oath to defend the Constitution, right?
So
What's the First Amendment of the Constitution?
I can't hear you.
So the watch.
No, this is so you learn something.
Freedom of
Exactly. For all of you guys.
freedom of religion, freedom of the press.
Yeah, I mean, you can laugh it off if you want to, but this is educational.
And there was a DHS
Have you learned anything yet?
security memo. 2016.
All right.
2000.
I mean, that's cool. At least
Really good for you guys.
it used you willing to, you know, acknowledge the way this was everything happened, especially the green over here. He must be his first day on the job.
So
It's kind of like I've seen videos on YouTube like this.
Okay.
Very similar.
Yeah.
I've seen
There you
it.
go.
And I mean, it makes sense. Kind of. I mean, I kind of understand why you're doing it.
We trying to
testing
educate.
limits, right? You're
Right.
testing limits, right?
There you go.
You're testing limits. I get that.
Without being an asshole, that's exactly right.
Okay.
This is just amazing.
You're testing limits.
So you gave an oath to defend the Constitution, but you're out here trying to tell us we're not allowed to do a First Amendment protected activity.
What did I say earlier about controlling the narrative, or, in case it goes a different way, how to regain control of the narrative? That's how important this is. And Jeff and his friend are masters at it. They are controlling the narrative. Aspiring auditors, don't ever forget the messages that I'm sharing in this video. And the one about controlling the narrative, man, that is going to be your lifeblood.
We're not on Fort Bragg, Green. You should know that, man. I told you that. We on public property.
Jeff just mentioned public property, and he did that because that's where they're filming from. It's perfectly legal. But that doesn't deter the base security personnel from declaring it unlawful and trying to shut them down to the point of making, well, it would be an unlawful arrest. They don't have authority where they are. They have to go back on the base. This is another example of government workers suffering from limited thinking. They're trying to shut Jeff and his friend down on public property. But you know, there's all sorts of private property that surrounds all these federal installations. So by extension, if they're trying to say you can't film from public property, well, then they're also suggesting it would not be allowed, or it would be a criminal act to film a federal installation from adjoining private property. Again, this is not about where the person is standing when they're filming a federal installation. It's solely based upon the act of filming a federal installation. So where the person is standing while they're filming a federal installation would make no difference. It would be a crime on public property, it'd be a crime on private property, which means it would be illegal in the entirety of the United States of America to film or photograph any federal installation, regardless where the person was standing. See, this is a consequence of chronic limited thinking. Chronic limited thinking gets people hurt, gets them killed, lives are ruined, and there's no vaccine or special training program to help someone who suffers from what kind of limited thinking? All right, let's continue.
Look at what we got here, just for photographers on the side of the road. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 military guys.
2 kids.
That's crazy. Absolutely insane.
You know, the best way for me to close out the video instead of me yakking anymore is let Jeff and his friend do the talking from here on out. Because, well, you'll see.
Great. Hey, congratulations. Thank you for educating.
There you go. See, there you go. Now this man right here knows what he's talking about. Hey, Green, have a good day, man. Don't be trying to arrest nobody for bullshit anymore.
Constitution lives. The Constitution survives.
Give you one of them. Have a good day. I know I'm cold.
Tatted up and everything.
I know, right?
Look at that.
I'm all about it.
I see it.
Huh?
You in CFL?
Yeah, you know, thank you for being nice when you come up here and you wasn't like Green. Because Green didn't even know what he was talking about. You know.
I'm just here to keep it peace.
That's fine. You did a great job. You was cordial. You was nice. You didn't try to arrest nobody for something stupid. You know what I mean? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.